how Jeff Bezos became the greatest disruptor in the retail industry. Stick around to find out.
This is a continuous improvement movement reserved for the few with the grit to prove it. Everybody claim, but the click exclusive. Many pursue, but it's too elusive.
Jeff Bezos has some amazing accomplishments. Let me tell you a couple of them. So, he started Amazon, and Amazon market value grew from $438 million when he went public in 1997 to over $2 trillion today.
2 trillion.
2 trillion.
Jeez. You know what's interesting? It's just last year he was at like 1.3 or 1.4 trillion, or Amazon was.
Amazon was,
And
yeah.
it's almost like it took 30 years to get the first trillion in 1 year.
To get another trillion.
To add another trillion.
I know.
It's like, it's either been a great year or money make money. Yeah.
Well, Amazon is growing, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. It's just expanding into so many industries. Another great point is that Amazon Prime, I'm sure you've heard of Amazon Prime, because like 70% of Americans have Amazon Prime.
Wow.
And today, Amazon Prime has about 200 million subscribers.
Jeez. Wow.
And this makes Jeff Bezos one of the richest men alive, with a net worth of over $200 billion.
Jeez.
With all that, Calvin, what do you think is Bezos' secret sauce?
All right, let me dip into my lean bag, okay? And I think Jeff Bezos' secret sauce is standard work. And here's why I say that. Number one, he's built one of the most efficient distribution networks in the world, and we'll break that down in a moment. Number two, leadership meeting format. He had some interesting requirements for how leaders present information and help make decisions. And number three, the buying experience. I think Jeff at Amazon has made the ratings and reviews system standard across the retail industry. So we can dive into that a little bit more.
Yeah, let's start with distribution. What about Amazon's distribution makes it special, and how does it reflect the standard work?
If you go to any Amazon distribution center across the world, you'll see very similar way of working. And you can see how they've standardized the way those distribution centers need to work. And shout out to UPS and FedEx and even Walmart having really world-class distribution centers. But Amazon is still one of the most efficient out there. It's said that Amazon doesn't even make money on selling and distributing products. They make, or even Amazon Prime. I think they actually lose money on all those things. They make money on all their other businesses, like you mentioned just a moment ago, such as Amazon Web Services.
Yeah, that distribution is impressive. Well, first, I can't believe they lose money on Amazon Prime. 200 million subscribers, at $20 a month, more or less. That's a lot.
It's a lot. They got everybody, and that's their plan, is to get everybody.
And talking about that distribution, it's just, check this out. So they have Amazon Web Services, AWS.
Right.
AWS hosts all the biggies, including Improver. So they have Netflix, they have your vacuum cleaner, everything that connects through the internet that is Amazon brand, or
Amazon
some of the
is
bigger
the internet.
brands.
I remember we talked.
Amazon is the internet.
We used to say Google was the internet, but Amazon is the internet. In fact, Google is kind of chasing behind Amazon in terms of cloud web services.
So we have web services, then we have Prime, and if you have Prime, there is an entire ecosystem. So you have, the Kindle, the Audible, you have the video, music, photos, everything you can think of, they have it.
It's all there.
And then you buy the Alexa to control it all.
That's right.
So Amazon has become the internet. I watched an interview, Calvin, where somebody asked Bezos, like, how much of the internet do you control? And he was like, oh,
Yeah. A good
a
chunk.
lot.
A lot.
A
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he has, of the 10 major industries in the United States, Amazon plays in all of them. All of them.
That's interesting. And that's where they make their money, really. They don't make their money in their core thing. They just use that as a way to get people into their ecosystem.
I guess we perceive that as their core thing, but it might not be anymore.
Revenue-wise, it's not. Absolutely. So the other thing about going back to standard work, right, is Jeff is famous for his leadership meeting requirements, right? They got a couple of rules. One is the one pizza rule, right? If you can't feed the entire meeting room with one pizza, you got too many people.
Okay, the pizza rule.
The pizza rule, right? And I know a lot of other companies have implemented a similar thing. So just kind of keeps the meeting size to a more functional level where you can actually make quick decisions, good decisions, and so forth, right?
How big is this pizza? Because you and I can eat a pizza by ourselves.
I know, right? Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, it kind of keeps it to, 6, 7, I don't know, maybe 8 people,
I like
right?
that,
So
the pizza rule. Okay.
there is the no PowerPoints, right? We've all seen and experienced death by PowerPoint, not at Amazon, not with Jeff, right? Just doesn't fly. And the other one is like the pre-reads, right? He's got a standard template that's no more than 6 pages that gets distributed before the meeting. Everybody who are coming to the meeting have to read it and understand it. And it's 6 pages, so it's digestible, it's quick. You can kind of get the main points, pretty quickly. So you come into the meeting already knowing what is going to be discussed, so you can get to a decision much more quickly.
I like that.
Yeah, that's powerful.
And then we have the ratings, right?
And the ratings, yeah. Between Amazon and eBay, the ratings and reviews changed the game on how we shop. Talk about standardizing across the entire retail industry.
I know, it was for the entire industry because I don't think I feel comfortable shopping without ratings anymore.
Right.
When I see something without ratings, I'm like, maybe I'll wait until it shows a couple.
Yeah, let somebody go first, right? Let the early adopters go first, right? So the way we shop from the beginning of time is you go to the market, you see the products, you see the price, hopefully, and then you make your choice and you go check out and that's what you got. But when ratings and reviews kind of change the game, right? You get to compare. Obviously, you're going to be able to compare way more sellers and way more products online than you would be able to do at a brick and mortar retailer, right? So the variety of number of options is a lot more, expansive. Ratings and reviews from previous buyers is also a huge input from a buyer standpoint as to, am I buying the right thing? And at the right price.
And at the right price, that's right. So we have standard work as a disruptor to the retail industry.
Right.
And I think I'm gonna add to that, within that standard work, building an ecosystem.
Right. In terms of not just having what started out as buying and selling books, right? In terms of not just bookstore, expanding to
anything and everything that you might need in life.
Essentially taking over the internet. That's what
exactly.
it is. Yeah.
Exactly. Even Amazon might take us to the moon again.
Well, they got Blue Origin too.
Right.
Right. They're in the race. Yeah.
That's right.
Right.
All right. So I think you have it. We have Amazon as a disruptor of the retail industry with standard work. Jeff Bezos is a great representative of standard work. So if you need to learn more about standard work, that is a great case study. Thank you so much for joining us today. Let's learn something new every day, and we'll see you again tomorrow. For daily news on operational excellence and how it relates to current events, check us out on the Ticket to Freedom podcast.
Simply subscribe to our YouTube channel and stay up to date on the latest developments in continuous improvement.